Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I am Rajat K and here are the top headlines at this hour. RBI gives borrower 30 more days for repayment of housing, car, farm and other loans worth up to rupees 1 crore. Crop loans with sanction limit of rupees 1 crore or less also eligible for benefit. Samajwadi Party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav announces first list of 325 candidates for UP elections. Rules out pre-poll alliance with any party. AIADMK General Council meeting likely to elect new General Secretary. J. Lita's aide and potential successor VK Sasikala unlikely to attend. Turkey and Russia roll out ceasefire plan for all of Syria. Agree on expanding ceasefire in Aleppo to enable evacuation of civilians. In a further relief to people hit by demonetization, the Reserve Bank yesterday gave borrower 30 more days over and above the 60 days it had already announced. This will apply to repayment of housing, car, farm and other loans worth up to rupee 1 crore. Borrowers in effect have 90 days breather from getting the account classified under non-performing assets category. The dispensation will apply to due payable between November 31st and December 31st, 2016. According to an RBI notification running working capital accounts or crop loans with the sanction limit of rupees 1 crore or less would be eligible for this benefit. The additional 90 days will only apply to defer classification of an existing standard asset as substandard and not for delaying the migration of an account across subcategories of NPA. Last month, the RBI had provided additional 60 days for repayment of loan worth up to rupee 1 crore. Separately, the central bank came out with a special dispensation for farm loans earlier this week. With just a day left to deposit old currency in the banks, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday passed an ordinance to impose penalties for people holding scrapped 500 and 1,000 rupees note beyond December 30th deadline. The penalty includes a hefty fine or imprisonment.
The Union Cabinet on Wednesday cleared the promulgation of an ordinance to penalize people holding scrapped 500 and 1,000 rupee notes after the end of the December 30th deadline. The specified banknote cessation of liabilities ordinance will remove liability of the government and the RBI on the demonetized 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. The penalty for holding old currency in excess of 10 notes may include financial fines and a jail term of up to 4 years in certain cases. Only selected RBI branches will accept the old currency post-December 30th. Opposition parties have meanwhile questioned the government's policies on the note ban.
Ideally, the government should have brought this law in the parliament during the winter session and the law should have been changed. But the government has chosen this backdoor ordinance method. We are opposed to this ordinance Raj, but the government is increasingly relying on ordinances because the government does not want to be answerable.
Especially for the commoner. I think common people should not suffer.
The Cabinet Committee chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi also approved a centrally sponsored scheme, namely Road Connectivity Project for left-wing extremism affected areas. The scheme is aimed at improving rural road connectivity in 44 adjoining districts in different states. Ravindra Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi targeted Prime Minister once again on the issue of demonetization and allegations of corruption against him. He was addressing party workers at 132nd Foundation Day of the Congress Party.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi's list of questions for Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday included how much black money had been recovered since demonetization was announced on November 8th.
50 परिवारों के लिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने ये यज्ञ किया है। नुकसान गरीब लोगों का हुआ है, बलि गरीब लोगों की चढ़ाई गई है, किसानों की, मजदूरों की, छोटे दुकानदारों की, युवाओं की। इन सब ग्रुप्स को नुकसान हुआ है और इस नुकसान के लिए सरकार को इनको कॉम्पेंसेशन देना चाहिए।
The Congress leader also attacked the government for putting a limit on withdrawal of money from banks, saying the government cannot stake a claim on people's hard-earned money.
जो पैसा नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने बैंक्स में डलवाया है वो हिंदुस्तान के लोगों का पैसा है, वो हिंदुस्तान की सरकार का पैसा नहीं है, बैंक्स का पैसा नहीं है। तो जो लिमिट लगाई गई है 24,000 रुपए की, उस लिमिट को अब आप हटाइए, क्योंकि इस लिमिट से आप हिंदुस्तान की फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस छीन रहे हैं, हमारे लोगों की फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस आप छीन रहे हैं। उनकी फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस उनको आप वापस दीजिए।
While addressing the Congress Foundation Day in the morning, Gandhi had said that the notes ban is an example of how the Modi government has fostered fear among people.
किसान को जबरदस्त चोट लगी है, किसान का आप कर्जा माफ कीजिए और 20% एमएसपी पे आप बोनस दीजिए, जो उनका अभी पिछले 2 महीने में नुकसान हुआ है। बीपीएल परिवार की हर महिला को आप 25,000 रुपए दीजिए, उनके बैंक में, उनके अकाउंट में आप डालिए।
However, the BJP was quick to react, saying the Congress does not stand with the poor.
मेरा कहना यह है, आप प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, 5 सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, पहले आप जवाब दो ना। What is the explanation by you and your party, particularly on the day of your foundation, that you people have patronized corruption and you have not taken any steps to curb the generation of black money?
The Congress leader has been relentlessly attacking the Prime Minister and his government on the issue of demonetization of the past few weeks, keeping up the pressure in every rally he addresses. But the BJP has also been relentless in its counter-attacks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Samajwadi chief Mulayam Singh Yadav yesterday announced the first list of 325 candidates for the 403 assembly seats in Uttar Pradesh. Ignoring Akhilesh Yadav's objection to tainted candidates, Mulayam said candidates for the rest of seats will be announced soon. 176 of 325 candidates are sitting MLAs. Addressing the media in Lucknow, the SP chief also ruled out any pre-poll alliance with any party. This was a clear snub to Akhilesh Yadav, who said he was open to an alliance with the Congress party. Mulayam also announced his brother Shivpal Yadav from Jaswantnagar assembly seat. Akhilesh Yadav's name, however, didn't appear in the first list. Mulayam Singh also ruled out projecting his son as the chief ministerial candidate.
तो एक 4200 को रावपाल ने आदर में रहकर के बातचीत की है। इतना डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम किसी पार्टी में नहीं है कि हर उम्मीदवार से बात की हो। ये तो पहली मैंने कह दिया, समाजवादी पार्टी का किसी से गठबंधन नहीं होगा।
Former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha's close aide Sasikala is likely to be unanimously elected as the General Secretary of the AIADMK in the much-anticipated General Council meeting of the party today. While Sasikala herself maintains silence on taking over, AIADMK party leaders, including Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam, proposed her as the next General Secretary. According to party sources, the meeting will adopt a resolution condoling the death of departed Chief Minister Jayalalitha. Later, a unanimous resolution will be adopted, electing Sasikala as the General Secretary. The resolution would then be handed over to Sasikala, who is unlikely to attend the meeting. The crucial General Secretary post is lying vacant since the death of party chief Jayalalitha earlier this month. Singapore's Deputy Prime Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam will hold talks with Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today. Both sides are expected to work out modifying the bilateral double taxation avoidance agreement. It will be Tharman's third visit to India this year. The two leaders will discuss changes to their bilateral tax treaty, opening doors for India to tax Singapore-based equity investors and profit on their investments in India. The new agreement will be on the lines of bilateral treaties with Cyprus and Mauritius. Tharman's two-day visit follows Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong's meeting with Prime Minister Modi in October. It's time for a short break. More on the other side.
Like two persons, they cannot have same fingerprints. Similarly, no two woods in the world can have the same structure. Our slogan is use more, grow more, because there is no material which can replace that wood. Latest work which the institute has done is wood polymer composites. Our purpose is to replace that plastic or reduce the use of plastic.
Watch Eureka with Dr. S.K. Sharma, Senior Scientist at Institute of Food Science and Technology on Rajya Sabha Television.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicator's daughter.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. Suresh Kalmani on Wednesday declined to take over Indian Olympic Association life presidency. This comes a day after Sports Ministry issued a show-cause notice to the IOA, stating that all ties will be cut with the National Olympic Body until Kalmani and Abhay Singh Chautala were removed from the positions. Earlier, both Kalmani and Chautala were unanimously selected as IOA life presidents by 150 members, disregarding corruption cases against them.
A day after he was named lifetime president of the Indian Olympic Association along with Abhay Singh Chautala, Suresh Kalmani on Wednesday declined the position. This was after the Sports Ministry issued a show-cause notice to IOA, saying all ties with the association will remain cut off till Kalmani and Abhay Singh Chautala are removed. On Tuesday, Sports Minister Vijay Goyal had lashed out at the decision, calling it totally unacceptable.
The post that was offered to him by IOA, he has voluntarily taken a decision not to accept any post till his name is cleared by the court.
उनको शोकास नोटिस भेज रहे हैं, जिसका जवाब वो देंगे. जब तक इन दोनों लोगों को, सुरेश कलमाड़ी और अभय चौटाला को निकाला नहीं जाता, या ये जब तक त्याग पत्र नहीं देते, तब तक आईओ के साथ हम किसी प्रकार की डीलिंग नहीं करेंगे.
The IOA claimed that the posts were honorary and that no executive authority will be given to them. It stated that it had taken a constitutionally legitimate decision.
It's an honorary post in which, they have no role to play. See how the decisions are taken in the IOA. See who are the members of the IOA. The members are the elected representative in the sports federations, number one, 3 vote होते हैं उनके, and the state Olympic committee chairman and the general secretary. They cannot go against the national federation.
पहले ये बात सोचनी चाहिए, पहले यह बात कहनी चाहिए कि मैं किसके ऊपर एलिगेशन लगा रहा हूँ. उन्होंने कैसे ये बात कह दी कि मेरे खिलाफ जो है कोई ना कोई क्रिमिनल चार्जेज है. मैं लीगल अपने वकीलों से इसके लिए ओपिनियन ले रहा हूं और मैं 100% विजय गोयल साहब को इसके लिए नोटिस दूंगा.
The IOA named Kalmani and Chautala as life presidents at its annual general meeting in Chennai on Tuesday. decision sparked instant anger as both have faced serious corruption charges in the past. Many sections instantly demanded a rollback of the decision.
It's not surprising for me because I've been watching these people in sports arena, in federations, IOA for last 35 years and nothing has changed corruption wise, the way they handle the athletes like slaves. So whatever has happened, Kalmadi and Chautala, all these people are supported by all IOA, all the federations, and they are made live presidents. I'm not surprised.
Kalmadi served as IOA president from 1996 to 2011 and was jailed for 10 months for his involvement in the 2010 Delhi Commonwealth Games corruption scandal but was later released on bail. Chautala, on the other hand, served as the president of the IOA from December 2012 to February 2014 when the sports body was suspended by the parent International Olympic Committee for fielding charge-sheeted candidates at the elections. His election as IOA chief was annulled by the IOC. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Outgoing Air Force Chief Arup Raha feels that 36 Rafale warplanes ordered from France are not enough. According to him, India needs at least 200 more such fighter jets to sharpen its military edge. Addressing media persons in New Delhi ahead of his retirement on Saturday, Air Chief Marshal Raha disclosed that IAF's Russian origin Ilyushin 78 tanker fleet is plagued by maintenance problems. He said more mid-air refuelers were a strategic requirement to extend the range of fighter planes. Raha said that India could meet the target of having 250 fighter jets if the foreign companies set up shops in India under the Make in India project. Replying to questions on former IAF Chief SP Tyagi's role in the VVIP chopper scam, Raha said multiple agencies are involved in procurement process and no one could pin the blame on one particular organization.
We have just signed for 36 aircraft. We require more aircraft in this middleweight category, 4+ generation, to give us the entire spectrum capability in terms of fighter aircraft capability. So, inventory management is one. We definitely would like to have more of this type of aircraft. If we can get more of these under the Make in India concept or the initiative with a lot of transfer of technology, if the charge is approved, then we have no sympathy for anyone. Whatever charge is approved, whatever convictions are there, we'll abide by that.
Former Union Home Secretary Anil Baijal is set to become the new Lieutenant Governor of National Capital Territory, a post which fell vacant after sudden resignation of Najib Jung. President Pranab Mukherjee has accepted appointment of Baijal and has also accepted Najib Jung's resignation. Anil Baijal is 1969 batch IAS officer and has done many administrative hats. He retired from services in 2006 as Secretary, Urban Development Ministry. Baijal was actively associated with designing and rollout of rupees 60,000 crore Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission launched by Manmohan Singh government. The former bureaucrat has also been the vice chairman of Delhi Development Authority or DDA and headed key public sector companies like Prasar Bharati and Indian Airlines. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari on Wednesday called for exploring alternative strategies for regional cooperation with a focus on human security, movement of people and trade without unreasonable restrictions. Stating that his SAARC experience has not been encouraging, Vice President Ansari called for alternative strategies. He said new structures will have to be voluntary and devoid of overt and or covert coercion. Addressing the gathering after releasing a book authored by former journalist Sudhir Kulkarni, the Vice President said a beginning has to be made in regional cooperation with a focus on human security problems, on movement of people and on trade without unreasonable restrictions.
What they said on 14-15. Practical approach to my mind would be to make haste slowly, to be accommodative rather than exclusionary, so that negative perceptions are allowed to fade away. Political commitments and modalities have to surface to resolve outstanding areas of disagreement.
President Pranab Mukherjee will address the 77th Indian History Congress today. Newly appointed General President Shireen Musvi addressed a session on Wednesday and spoke about various challenges that India has been facing since its fight for independence. Musvi said that Indian history did not just begin with the fight against British rule, but also with its fight against various internal challenges. She also cautioned that the weakening of secularism by divisive forces will endanger the very bonds that had tied the nation together. Renowned historian Romila Thapar also spoke at the event and put forth her views on secularism and nationalism. Some historians were also felicitated at the event.
Any religion, since just as God's bounty in this world falls on all irrespective of their faith, so should all people be recipients of royal benevolence without discrimination.
What we call the analysis of history has been possible because of many changes in society, in thinking, and particularly changes that were initiated through education, in making education necessary to the understanding of knowledge.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has defended the Obama administration's decision to allow the UN Security Council to declare Israeli settlements illegal. Warning Israel that its future as a democracy is at stake, Kerry said Israel will never have true peace with Arab world if it doesn't reach on accord based on Israelis and Palestinians living in their own states. Kerry called for assistance to help Palestinian refugees and urged both countries to fully recognize each other. Israel, however, accused the U.S. Secretary of State of showing bias against the Jewish state.
Despite our best efforts over the years, the two-state solution is now in serious jeopardy. The truth is that trends on the ground, violence, terrorism, incitement, settlement expansion, and the seemingly endless occupation, they are combining to destroy hopes for peace on both sides and increasingly cementing an irreversible one-state reality that most people do not actually want.
Now I must express my deep disappointment with the speech today of John Kerry, a speech that was almost as unbalanced as the anti-Israel resolution passed at the UN last week. Israelis do not need to be lectured about the importance of peace by foreign leaders. Israel's hand has been extended in peace to its neighbors from day one, from its very first day.
Turkey and Russia agreed on ceasefire plans for all of Syria that came into force last night. The plan aims to expand a ceasefire in the city of Aleppo, brokered by Turkey and Russia earlier this month to enable the evacuation of civilians. If successful, the plan will form the basis of upcoming political negotiations with the opposition overseen by Russia and Turkey in the Kazakh capital Astana. Ankara and Moscow have been on the opposing sides in the Syrian civil war, but the two sides have started the last few months to cooperate more tightly on Syria. They've also been able to strike a deal to normalize ties strained by Turkey's shooting down of a Russian warplane last year. The Saudi-backed opposition group said it knew of nothing negotiations but supported a ceasefire. Time for some sporting action in Sports Beat. Former world number one in 2008 French Open champion Ana Ivanovic retired from tennis at the age of 29. The Serb has been out of injury since August and dropped to 63 in the world ranking, having just won 15 matches in 2006. Ivanovic spent 12 weeks as world number one in 2008 and won 15 career single titles. She reached the French Open semi-final in 2005 and was the runner-up at Roland Garros and Wimbledon in 2007 and at 2008 Australian Open. Russian officials have for the first time admitted to mass doping in the country's sports system. According to the New York Times, the Russian officials said it was an institutional conspiracy, while denying that it was a state-sponsored program. Russian sports officials had previously denied the existence of any doping operation, even as the International Olympic Committee opened disciplinary proceedings against several Russian athletes. Dele Alli scored twice as Tottenham maintained a challenge for Champions League spot with victory over 10-man Southampton. Saints took lead in the second minute when defender Virgil van Dijk converted James Ward-Prowse's free kick. Harry Kane also ended his run of 3 league games without a goal as he headed in Christian Eriksen's corner in the 52nd minute. US actress Debbie Reynolds passed away today, a day after the death of her daughter, Carrie Fisher. 84-year-old Reynolds suffered a stroke while discussing funeral arrangement for Carrie Fisher, who died on Tuesday. The Hollywood legend is best known for a role in the 1952 musical Singin' in the Rain. She received a Best Academy Award nomination for 1964 musical The Unsinkable Molly Brown. That's all in the Bulletin today. Thanks for watching.